Good evening, everyone, and welcome to date number 230. Thank you for being here tonight. Right now, in Ukraine, they're experiencing the third wave of air attacks. We're going to talk about that. We're going to have Zhenya with us for our entire update tonight. But before we get going here, 9:01 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6:01 California, 4:01 a.m. in Ukraine. Want to thank you for being here tonight. At the end of the broadcast, you're going to have a special surprise. So much stuff has been coming in from you, the greatest community on the planet. It's just the rest of the world hasn't figured that out yet, but they will. I'm going to show you some of that. PK and Ms. Lou going to give you a little view on the great things that you guys have been supplying, and we'll also give a big thank you. So thank you for that. It's much love, much appreciation. Thank you to all the moderators. Thank you to all the faithful viewers. And we have a big update tonight. We're going to go on a laser and be focused. So with all that said, thank you very much. And let me roll the man in here. Good evening to you, buddy.
Good evening from Ukraine. Nice.
From Ukraine, of course. So I want to welcome Zhenya. I know you've had a busy day, and let's get right to it. I want to start first with a review from yesterday. Yesterday, it turns out 19 were killed by the missile strikes and drone strikes, 105 wounded, 301 towns are without power, 5 regions, no power. Lviv, 4 electrical stations were hit or taken offline. Ternopil, struggling to have any power. Khmelnytsky, your city, our city, 50% available power. Chernihiv, Sumy, those northern cities, struggling to have any power at all. It's a pretty big deal there today, yes, with the power?
Yes, and a lot of good news was on last midnight time or this morning from all of these places, but during the day, the terrorists, they attacked again our places. Even some roads were, recovered completely. And during the day, we got more attacks on civilians,
yes,
on civilian infrastructures, and this is it. This is the Russian nation with their leader hates Ukraine, and they challenging the world. Where is the measure?
Well,
how much more it will be allowed? Yes,
Podolyak makes a major statement about that today out of the president's office in response to some madness out of Russia. We're going to show those in just a few minutes. But one of the things that Ukraine is doing is they are, unfortunately, having to do some rolling blackouts so that they can keep people the ability to have power at random times. And that says, what does that say? Uvago, warning?
It means that disconnecting of electricity supply by plants.
Yes, it's planned disconnections. With that said, go ahead.
There is announced limit, so the maximum time for disconnection is 4 hours. At 24 hours, it's 4 hours. And why do we need it? Even the cities, big cities, which okay with electricity, they're in the same mood to help the whole Ukraine, because we're redirecting it. When the main substations are destroyed, we're using small one to get inside the city, like from Khmelnytsky to different parts of the city to supply the electricity through the other places. So we're helping each other.
Ukrainian cities are helping each other.
Yeah, and regions, the main cities.
Nice.
For example, mayor of Nikolaev yesterday, he said, please guys, from this time, especially from like 4 or 5 p.m. till 10 p.m., please try not to use as much like possible you use it as much you were using before. Think about the whole Ukraine.
Well, this is why even our community here, our church, all these great people that are here each night that are giving all this money and all these supplies, you may look at this huge nation of Ukraine and say, well, what difference does, we're over $160,000 raised. We are thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of supplies. And you say, well, it's so insignificant in the big scheme when you're talking billions of dollars. Well, maybe, but we're a part of the solution. And everybody, if they did their part, this war would be over very quickly, in my opinion. Now, interesting, a part of our team, of course, is Vladimir Zelensky, not the president, the genius, who does a lot and a majority of my subtitling on videos I share. And he works on them during the day. He works on a lot of stuff behind the scenes for us. And I said, Zolik, I have 2 videos I need tonight. One of out of Russia and then one of Podolyak. He goes, I don't have any electricity. I said, okay, I'll take care of this one. Send me, because so he did help, but he's a part right now, Khmelnytsky, that has no power, but that's the way it works. But it shows the beauty of the Ukrainian people wanting to help each other. Now, with that said, talking about these videos that Zolik, Vladimir Zelensky, helps me with, let's roll to them, because this is going to show what Russia's plan is. Their plan is to completely take away electricity, take away power, take away heat, take away water. Remember, folks, we're October the 11th. It's getting cold quick, and this is their plan. After that, I'm going to roll right into Podolyak giving a response. You're going to see Russia first, and then Ukraine second. Here we go.
Неоднократно, а постоянно, от 2 до 5 недель, для того, чтобы полностью вывести всю инфраструктуру, все ТЭЦ, ТЭС, ГРЭС, все тяговые подстанции, все линии электропередач, все железнодорожные узлы. Вот тогда Украина опустится в холод, в темноту, тогда не смогут подвозить ни боекомплекта, ни топлива, и тогда украинская армия превратится в толпу вооруженных людей с кусками железа. Это нужно делать постоянно, неоднократно. Сейчас Зеленский может воспользоваться вот этим событием только для того, чтобы дополнительно затребовать еще денег и еще вооружений. Поэтому нужно долбить постоянно. Я думаю, что военные, вот Сивков, наверное, не даст соврать, он подтвердят, нужно, чтобы это было долго, в течение длительного периода, чтобы вся эта инфраструктура была разрушена. Как Югославия.
Она хочет просто умертвлять холодом и голодом наше население. Понимаете, это люди, которые остались, еще раз подчеркиваю, в 30-е по своей ментальности. И они злорадствуют, когда предчувствуют, что, вот, например, уничтожение ТЭЦ, там, Киевской или там, Винницкой или еще какой-то, да, или Харьковской, оно позволит заморозить людей. Они хотят убивать, они не хотят напугать даже, они хотят именно привести нас не просто к ощущению войны через убийство, через то, что сирена постоянно работает, через то, что мы сидим в подвалах. Они хотят именно, чтобы не было у нас зимой ни отопления, ни электричества, ни воды питьевой, ничего, чтобы мы умирали, как будто это действительно 40-е годы, и ты абсолютно без всего находишься, без всяких источников существования. Мало того, они не хотят, чтобы мы имели хоть какой-то комфорт. То есть и они поэтому не просто хотят напугать нас, нет, у них уже такой цели не стоит. Посмотрите на них, у них в глазах написано: мы хотим, чтобы вы массово умирали от самых страшных мук, например, от голода или от холода и так далее. Это все не образное выражение, они именно в это верят. То есть вот Российская Федерация сегодня на уровне и своей пропаганды, и практически подавляющей части своей элиты, которая влюблена в эту пропаганду, я уже не говорю про общество, она искренне хочет массовых смертей от самых страшных явлений, таких как голод и холод. Вот это нужно понимать. Это не вопрос даже информационного, эмоционального на нас воздействия. Это действительно способ умерщвления масс людей. Я же почему и говорю, что это геноцидного типа война, она документально уже оформлена. Они это делают умышленно, не скрываясь, никак не объясняя, почему они это делают. У них им все равно, есть ли международное право, есть ли у них мандат на подобные действия. Нет.
So, Jake, You just saw those videos. You have the Russian crazy guy, but he's actually a president of a regional administration. He is somebody. He's not just a talking head. And secondly, you see Podoliak's response. So after seeing those videos, I have a question for you. Do you think really that this is what Russia is intending to do, especially coming into the fall and winter, is to take away the comforts, take away water, take away electricity, take away heat, and truly try to make Ukrainians suffer? You think that's what's happening?
Yes, and there is a lot of requests from Russian people after that yesterday's strikes. There were so many happy people who were on the main Russian TV stations, and they were so happy, and they were requesting, we need more. Do it every day. We need to get success. We need to bomb and attack Ukraine like 2 weeks non-stop every day, for they would not have any time for restoration. And because this is this moment they can do, because they know we don't have our sky covered, protected, and they have these missiles like a sand. They're killing people. They're terrorists.
That's it. That's the bottom line. Well, speaking about that, and we're doing our best each night to tell the truth with the world. A story that got very little attention. In fact, last night in the live stream, I mentioned Kryvyi Rog, and I try to read the chat as the live stream is going. There's so many things happening, to make these events happen, and it's getting bigger. It's harder for me to pay attention. I have to really be focused on getting information out. But I did notice only one person in the chat knew about Kryvyi Rog. And what I'm referring to is when the missiles started raining down yesterday with that wave, 854 miners were underground. Over 90 were trapped. They couldn't even get out. But can tell you today, 24 hours later, every miner is out and was safely rescued. We didn't lose one miner. That's a really good story that we need to tell the world, because very few know about it. How many mines are out in eastern Ukraine?
I don't know. A lot.
A lot. Everywhere.
A lot.
It's a very wealthy area as far as the natural resources.
Yes, and let's say, according to the information, a month ago to that date, on the end of August, beginning of September, the occupied territory by Russia had about 60% of our resources, including mine.
Yes.
So it's calculated.
Next time we're there, I'm going to get we'll go closer. Do you remember we were in Donetsk region? We were heading into Kramatorsk, and we go past that one mine, and outside of the mine, they've literally built, it looks like a mountain from where they've dug stuff out of the resources and the way they process materials. It's clean. It's done professionally. It's beautiful. But it's like they've built a mountain in the middle of a flat land. And these are the resources that Ukraine has. Now, I want to move to this tonight. We need to remind people intense fighting, even though we're so focused on the airstrikes, because right now we're experiencing the third wave, and this is directly out of Ukraine and Russia, and they're expecting a fourth wave. But intense fighting on the front lines is still happening throughout the east and the south. There's a lot of battles happening that right now we need to be reminded of, because we're so focused on the air assaults.
Yes, and I need to add, from the information, the sources I got, not all the places were described yesterday. There were smaller places with very bad attacks on it. So that in main news we got the biggest places, let's say. but a lot of places were not covered, and so there's going a real fight there, and and in all of the places, our guys in trenches staying, and it's this night it was about 0 or even below 0 already in the night. So of
Temperature.
Celsius. Yes, which is in
Celsius.
Fahrenheit.
Well, in Fahrenheit, that would be 32. It's
So
cold.
on the yes, it means really cold to be, in the trenches, in the forest, and so on.
Mm.
This is we need to remember about that.
We do, and that's why I wanted to draw people's attention tonight to these guys that are fighting on the front lines there in Lugansk region, in Donetsk region, in Zaporozhye region, in the Mykolaiv region. It's still, the battles are raging there. But yesterday and even tonight, we're having to focus on the airstrikes because it's unbelievable. Zhenya, I have the list here of the cities that have been hit today. Unbelievable again. Vinnytsia hit very hard.
2 waves.
2 waves on Vinnytsia. Destruction?
A lot. And the infrastructure, they targeted 2 important substations, electric substations, plus in the Vinnytsia region, the power plant, very important one.
Is that
And the
Ladizhunska?
yeah, Ladizhin.
Yeah, thermal power
Ladizhin.
plant. They smashed it. Now, we drove past that power plant. We didn't see it. We drove past it because it's off the road between Vinnytsia and Uman. So we were going past that power plant all the time. Lviv continues to be hit. And
Yes.
the interesting thing about Lviv, folks, look at the map. It's as far west as you can get for a big city other than Uzhgorod, but Lviv's major city. And Zhenya, I was thinking about this when I was pulling the data on these cities to talk to you about. Lviv is as far away as from Donbass as you can get. But
Yes.
these lies that this is about liberating the people of Donbass is a lie. And this validates it.
I don't know who still believes that they protecting Russian speaking people in their own territories. So it's Lviv. They're nothing more Ukrainian language. I mean, the percentage of Ukrainian speaking people than the Lviv. Plus, it's one more time, it proves that all of these civilian places they're targeting and attacking, it's not by mistake. They're using quite accurate missiles. This is why they don't feel like that their missile will go to Poland because it's really close. And so on. They know what they're doing. They're using most accurate.
They do know what they're doing. And we do make lots of jokes, especially about a lot of their soldiers quitting, giving up, running away, surrendering, which are true. But when it comes to delivering these airstrikes and now the drones, and we're going to talk about those in just a moment, it is ugly. Let's go back to the map and then we'll come back to that. Dnipro continues to be hit. Kremenchuk. Kremenchuk is actually a very important city. Very important. I'm jumping around. Ivano-Frankovsk, back in the west, hit again. Mykolaiv stays under attack today. Zaporozhye smashed again today. And in fact, close to the what?
A lot of destruction, a lot of destructions there.
And please remind everyone, Jeka, we're not talking about day 229. We're not reviewing that. We're already done with that. This is day 230. The air assaults continue. Of course, Kryvyi Rog, Sumy right now is under intense shelling, as well as Chernigiv. These were cities that were very prominent earlier in the war. They're now coming back to the forefront.
Right.
Now,
Right in this moment, these minutes, in Zaporozhye is being attacked by missiles. Right in this moment while we're talking.
right now.
Right
Well,
now. You may
that makes me jump to something else. Right now, Nikopol is being attacked with incendiary munitions throughout the entire city. It looks like it's raining, and it's the incendiary munitions over Nikopol right now. Zhenya, outside Zaporozhye is a town called, this one's tough for me to pronounce, Orikhiv. Yes. And this is something that would be close to what we were doing, delivering humanitarian aid. 7 people delivering humanitarian aid today were killed in Orikhiv, just trying to give somebody a bag of rice. It's terrorists.
It's a terrorist.
Now, you ready for this one? Yeah, of course. Are you ready for this one? Zaporozhye nuclear power plant offline again. All 6 reactors.
The second person was kidnapped.
At Zaporozhye? Listen, if anything nuclear is going to happen in this war, I don't believe it's going to be a Sarmat missile. I believe it's going to be an on-purpose accident at the Zaporozhye nuclear power plant that Russia can blame Ukraine, NATO, and America for doing. That's what I think is going to happen. We are watching every 2 days. Well, power plants are on, power plants are off. They're connected, they're disconnected. Right now, workers, I know this, you know this, are being forced to work under gunpoint, and it cannot continue. They're playing with a fire here, literally, and it's obvious what's happening to prepare for something there.
And by some reason, the Russian, they put it in mines only just for 2 blocks. Why?
Exactly. Why?
Why not for all?
Because they're 6. All right, let's look outward now. Let's flip it. Whoop. Let's look outside Ukraine. Zelensky today was able to speak via a remote login to the G7 at their meeting, and he made specific comments about Belarus. Let's take a look at that now.
Росія намагається прямо втягнути Білорусь в цю війну, розігруючи провокацію з тим, що ми нібито готуємо удар по цій країні. Опосередковано вона вже втягнула їх, а прагне втягнути безпосередньо. Україна не планує військових заходів проти Білорусі, нас цікавить тільки відновлення нашої територіальної цілісності. Але щоб повністю зняти цю провокацію, щоб зняти ці наративи, які звучать від Лукашенка, щоб зняти навіть припущення щодо будь-якої загрози, нібито від нас, ми пропонуємо своє рішення. На кордоні України і Білорусі може бути розміщена місія міжнародних спостерігачів для моніторингу безпекової ситуації. Формат може бути опрацьований нашими дипломатами. Я прошу вас на рівні групи 7 підтримати цю нашу ініціативу.
So there you have it. Very, very powerful statement by President Zelensky today to the G7, some of the most powerful people in the world, talking about Belarus. I will tell you this, Zelensky's a very wise man. He just does a good job communicating. And I know he's got a background as an actor. He's used to being in front of a camera. He's a great communicator, but that's what's needed right now is that type of ability. So I'm thankful for him. Now, in regard to his thoughts to the G7, talking about putting peacekeepers on the border with Ukraine and Belarus. Now, this would be different than putting peacekeepers on a border with Russia. That's out of the question. But Belarus, maybe. I have my opinion, but let's get yours. You think that would ever happen?
No, I don't think it will happen. But why Zelensky did ask it? Why? What for? Because if you remember the beginning of war and Lukashenko pointing and say, I can show you the map. I know the exactly places where Ukraine planned to attack Belarus. So it's, this sickness. I mean, I don't know which doctor will cure it, but it's one of the reasons Zelensky wants for international observers or peacekeepers would not allow Lukashenko do something on our border between Ukraine and Belarus
Hmm.
for when Lukashenko could say, hey, you see, they were attacking us.
It's
This
like a
is why,
third party observer.
yes, this is why, okay, peacekeepers there, we don't want to attack your Belarus, but beside of Russian MLRS, or I don't know, like, okay,
Hmm.
let's say drones, cruise missiles, the C-300, and so on. They can prove anything if we will have. So it's one reason. The other reason, surely Zelensky request or invite the worldwide society community to share responsibility for this, because
Correct.
we at the country which is in need of help, military help, we request for one more specific need. Please be there, watch it.
Here,
Belarusian will not like, I mean, they will not, I mean, try to kill international peacekeepers.
but here's the deal: Russia would, and if an international peacekeeper, let's say a team from Greece, put on a blue helmet and went and stood on that border,
Mhm.
and they got killed, then the international community, peacekeeping organizations, NATO would have to respond. And the world, up to this point, doesn't want that to happen. That's obvious. Let's jump now. That springboards us. That springboards us right to NATO. Next week, Jens Stoltenberg announced today that NATO will be doing nuclear preparedness and deterrence, meaning standing against drills. This just continues, in my opinion, to build the pressure on
Mhm.
the war in Russia, in Ukraine, where Russia is the invader. It's just building pressure.
Yes, and I believe that what is important that the other statement that if Russia will win in this terrorist war with Ukraine, it will mean that NATO is losing their role on the
Oh,
world.
deep thought. Why can't the world see stuff like this? That's exactly right. But we've been talking about that just a different way. If Russia wins this war, and let's say that I lost him there, we're having internet problems. Let's say that Russia wins this war, and I'll keep my eyes open for him. Even during the broadcast, we've been having internet connectivity issues. Let's say Russia wins this war. Then what happens? What happens is what we've been saying for 230 days. Europe, you're next, because they will not stop. This is the role of a terrorist nation. Now, with that said, Zelensky also came out today, and yes, I'm watching over here on another monitor. He may have lost power. I'm watching President Zelensky come out today and make a direct statement about the Iranian drones. As you know, they are flying all throughout Ukraine, and they hit their targets, folks. They're very difficult to defend against. But Ukrainian intelligence today, and this is out of President Zelensky's own lips, 32 new Iranian drones were delivered to Lunenets Air Base. 20 were already there. I'm sure they have already been deployed as a part of the last 2 days of air attacks, but 32 more. And Ukrainian intelligence released today that they believe that they have evidence that Russia has purchased another 2,400 drones. Now, I am finding him over here. Are we having problems?
I don't know. Internet went off.
Well, of course it did. Well, let me tell you, I kept going, hoping you would be back. But I was talking about the NATO drills. If Russia wins, then the whole world loses. We've talked about it. And then I moved into the drones here, the Iranian drones, talking about, we know that 20 were in Lunenets. They've been fired for sure. 32 more, this is from Zelensky, have been delivered to Belarus and Ukrainian intelligence. And they're making it plain and clear 2,400 more have been purchased by Russia. So, Jacob, what do you know? How hard are these little guys right here to stop?
It depends from what position, what kind of tools you have.
Mm-hmm.
It really depends. But also, okay, it's because they're being, manipulating on the distance. They can change route, any route, being on any altitude, going.
That's the deal.
Low. And so the thing from Khmelnytsky, the one man, he said the lowest one was on the 20 meters.
Are you telling me that a Shahed hit Khmelnytsky?
No, it was flying over.
Okay.
And they were trying.
Wait a second. You talked to a man in our city that watched, I'll pull it back up here, one of these drones fly over at 20 meters.
Yes, because he was on the hill that moment. So, and when it's on the hill, he said it was about 20 meters, about that. And then it's surely on, it was changing. I don't know, like all the details. He said, I would like to have a heavy gun to shoot it down.
I'm telling you, man. 20 meters. Oh, at 60 feet, basically, folks. It's nothing. It's right there. Well, let's change gears for the last part of the program tonight. I think everyone, you're pretty updated now where we're at on day 230. It's just a continuation, airstrikes everywhere. But I want to share now a personal story of a lady that was in her apartment in Kyiv yesterday. She was sitting on her bed. Her bedroom was struck, and somehow miraculously, I don't even get it, she wasn't even touched. And she tells her story. Check this out.
А ну говорите, как? Прилетел снаряд, и вот такое сделал, и вы тут спали.
Я сидела, нет, я не спала. Я сидела, все мирно разговаривала. Тут все было тихо, спокойно. Думаю, все это. Я сидела тут тихо, спокойно. А потом летит. Что-то какое-то огненное.
Русский мир в деле, блядь.
А потом я на него не обратила внимания, а потом он взрывается, и все вот это вот получается. А я сижу, блин.
Он взорвался, походу.
Так дело в том, что ни один кирпич на меня не попал. Ну, слава богу.
That is just an amazing story, and I love to be able to share personal stories with people and of people. And the last thing tonight, last two things, our organization there is receiving more and more pleas for help, and this is only going to grow stronger with the intensity of the attacks and coming into winter. But you received a request today for food, and it's such a need that we don't even have the possibility to feed this many people. We're going to do what we can, but the need right now with all the strikes and the coming winter is growing every day. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it's. I mean, yeah, we're preparing for this from one side, and I would say the result of yesterday's strikes, the other result, Russians don't understand. Or it from other side makes Ukrainians stronger,
Mm-hmm.
because as a result, even right in the beginning of the strikes. And this moment seems to me we already we have water. We had water supplies and electricity, but in our city is already where, okay, in case of the water will be out more than 12 hours in the system. Here is all the points you can get water in the city, in every part of the city. And now it works. I mean, the whole group, the same we did. We are preparing, going through different scenarios. Not military, the church.
Yes.
Thinking
Civilians.
about civilians sitting and think, okay, Russians trying to kill us these ways. How we can help each other, how we will prepare from today, tomorrow, helping other people. What can we do? What is our sources? And we are in preparation.
Well,
of what?
Jacob, this is the spirit of Ukrainians. And 230 days we've been doing this. And I know there may be people out there that wonder, how can you keep going? And every day you put out a video, every day you put in an update, but you have to understand, we believe in Ukraine. We believe in the people. We believe in truth. We believe in light versus darkness. We believe in good versus evil. What else should we be doing? And this is the spirit of Ukrainians helping each other. But with that said, Jania, that pushes me to the last thing for tonight. Man, the community that has grown from our videos and from our church and from people sharing and telling others is amazing. So, yes, Ukrainians are awesome, but I also tonight want to thank our community, people from literally, brother, all over the world, supporting Ukraine, sending money. Buying stuff, sacrificing their own money for people they do not even personally know. This is why when I get the haters that come against me, which happens more and more now, people supporting Russia or people saying that we're thieves, we're stealing. First of all, I'd like to beat them, to be quite honest. Can a preacher beat somebody? Well, I'd like to, but this is what it's all about. And today I was over in the office and it's just so much stuff is coming in. We're getting ready to do a shipment to you guys. And I just went over there and I grabbed one of the bags and I threw it down on the sofa, and I had Pastor Kent and Ms. Luann, who's our administrator, who keeps everything is legal. Everything's honest. Every penny goes to Ukraine. We don't take anything. I had them start opening the bag and just showing what people around the world have been giving. And I want to show that to you now. And we want to say thank you. All right, guys, here we are in Pastor Kent's office here. This is Pastor Kent.
How we doing, everybody?
This is Ms. Luann.
Hi there.
You see those guys on our new website coming for all of our team and the things that keep us safe and legal and what? Honorable, right?
Yes, sir.
Every dime,
Absolutely.
every
way to
penny.
go since the Lord.
So, you guys around the world literally have been shipping us stuff again, and we've got a bag here. This is just a sample of what's coming in. So I'm going to have these guys open it. Let's start looking.
Okay.
I can't call you by name, but you guys are shipping this stuff, so thank you.
We have hand warmers.
Hand warmers. I know we got cases of them. We've got
Vinyl glove.
vinyl gloves coming in.
And of course, tourniquets.
We've got more. And here's the important thing, though. Show that Cat 7.
Okay.
That means, yeah, the real deals. All right, look at here. What do we got here, Lou? We've got,
Tourniquet.
no.
No. Oh, no.
Trauma
Wound
wound
dressing.
Yep, trauma wounds.
Compress bandage.
Compress bandages.
Yeah, we've got bags that haven't even been. Oh, wait a minute.
Yep, we've got
Chest seals.
more chest seals coming.
Chest seals.
Chest seals. We have vented. We have unvented. They request both over there specifically. Here's a message.
Here's a message. Dear Bethel Life, included in this package is medical supplies, compressed bandage chest seals, medical gloves for Pastor Greg's humanitarian cause in Ukraine. Greg C.
Well, the first thing we notice there is Greg's got a good name. See, sir, wherever you're at and whoever you are, thank you.
Tactical gloves.
Hello. We've already seen our gloves in action with Kraken. We've got more gloves coming. Oh, sweet. You know what that is?
I don't.
That's thermal underwear.
Yes, it is.
There we go.
Yep.
There
We're
you go.
working on
Thermal
those. And folks, this is just a sample. Ponchos, Lou.
Ponchos. Yes.
Very, very important.
Ponchos.
They just keep coming.
They keep coming. More
They
bandages.
kept coming.
You guys.
Compress bandage.
Compresses. More ponchos. Here we have a
There you go.
package. Where's this package from, Lou? Ola.
Sparks, Nevada.
Hold on. Ola. I'm not even going to try. I don't want to mess your name up, Ola. But thank you. It looks to me like you're Ukrainian.
There we go. See what's in here?
We're doing our best to help your homeland. Let's see what we got here.
Yeah, I don't know. Can't get
Anyway, while she's opening that, just some thoughts you had tonight on. We're getting her done, man.
We are, and I want to say thank you to everybody. Without you, we couldn't even begin to make this possible, and we love and continue to support the ongoing work with our prayers to Ukraine, along with financial resources. But this is so important for us to deliver product from here to them, and I know Pastor Greg's mentioned this several times. This is encouragement to them. This helps them know they're not in this fight alone, that the body of Christ around the world cares about them, and thank you.
Yep.
All right. We have a book by that.
Wow.
She actually wrote it.
Okay, go ahead. Ola, welcome.
All right.
There's no telling what's coming in. So thank you, guys. Be blessed. Lou,
All right. Thank you so much.
you're doing a good job.
Doing an awesome job.
You're very photogenic. Luann here in our business office getting it done. Actually, back to this book with Ola. Ola is actually African.
Yes.
And not only sent a book, but there was actually a gift in the book. And there was a check with finances given. So, hey, it's just happening from everywhere.
All right.
So, Ola, thank you.
Awesome job. Thank you very much.
Dude, is that amazing or what? I mean, thermals, gloves, tourniquets, bandages, ponchos. It's just amazing. People care, man. I want you to know people around this world care.
And we remember it. And our victory will be our victory. Every one soldier there, every one pair of gloves will help, will bring a heat, will bring a warmth and understanding that somebody is with me.
Dude,
Somebody's
cases of hand warmers. They're coming. We were showing them. They'll, I use them when I'm hunting. Put them in their pockets. Think about this. A soldier out there in the trenches has a hand warmer in his pocket, and he's going to think, man, Somebody from another country gave that to me. I'm going to fight to win this war. That's what it's all about.
Dnipro, right in this minute, under attack. Right in this minute.
Well, that's why.
So,
it
thank you for
non-stops.
staying together. And Ukraine will not quit. Will not. I mean, we will not think about how to leave this country. We'll think and plan and stay and fight for this country. Thank you for staying with us.
Absolutely. And just to close out tonight, and folks, thank you for being here tonight. But Goncharenko out of Odessa yesterday, speaking to the European Council, he made a powerful statement, and I think that's where we close it tonight. He said, "We will not forget those who help us to win this war." So for our community out there, we will not forget that you're here every night, that you're supporting our effort, you're supporting our labors, and together we're making a difference. Peace to you guys tonight. Peace to Ukraine. Good night.
Bye. Good night.